Oh my gosh, speak of the devil. I wanted to start this video off saying I didn't think they'd be here today, but they just showed up. Guys, I was about to start this video about this, and they just showed up. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I can't believe that I was literally had the camera in hand about to start this saying I didn't think these were gonna show up today. But there comes FedEx, swooping in. Oh, baby, let's get these open in a second here. And let's take care of this steering rack. So what this honestly comes down to, guys, is the steering rack bushings, which are in this box. OE from GM. And here are the Dormand replacements. Let's check these out. What we're gonna do is honestly get up in here, jack this thing up, get our rack out, pull our fluid out of our power steering, and then we will get those bushings replaced like today, which will be super awesome. Press them out with our ball joint press, and hopefully that solves all the clunking in the front end, and hopefully keeps that rack tight too, so we're not like swaying all over the road. While we're doing that, we'll do the inner tie rods as well. One more clunking source could be still possible, even though they're new Moog parts. And then finally, if we still have that clunking, that leaves us with two possible options. I tightened all the bolts yesterday on the lift. Strut mounts, I know a lot of you said that both of them should be super tight. Well, all the three studs are tight. The center strut nut, not 100% on that. I mean, it should be tight. Tightened it with an impact, which is, yeah. But anyway, that would leave us with the hubs and the CV axle. Everything rotates smooth, but it still could be popping, so if that's the case, I'll get two hubs here as well. Lastly, fuel tank, fuel level sensor. We have that over there. I'm gonna see how long this rack takes today. Worst comes to worst, maybe bust it out tomorrow, and then I gotta get this thing prepped for paint, because we're gonna be repainting this. So without further ado, let's get into this rack. I figure I move this Tahoe over so we're not, you know, stuck if this thing gets completely disabled and something goes wrong and yada yada yada. So let's move this over really quick. Well, before you get to disconnecting your tie rod ends here, what you're going to want to do is break this loose. I sprayed it with some white paint so I have a mark of the current alignment, and when I put the new ones on, I'll have it kind of reset to where we're at. It's so much easier to do it now than with this disconnected, because something's already holding it for you, so make sure you do that. Okay, so while we're doing this, we might as well take our inner tie rods off, and all we're gonna do, because it's jacked up and we're free now, I'm gonna crank the wheel this way, break it loose, unscrew it, crank the wheel the other way, break it loose, unscrew it, then we just have our rack to deal with. We're moving super quick. Normal me would take the power steering lines off the rack and let it all drain out from there, make a mess, and not worry about it. However, I bought this at Harbor Freight the other day, and to be honest, hold the phone right there. I got the most respectful comment the other day, and I cannot emphasize it enough. Somebody commented, "It's so nice seeing bigger YouTubers using Harbor Freight tools. Look at the ground right here. Other than Milwaukee, honestly, Milwaukee Impact's the best thing you can buy. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for tools, save up, buy some Milwaukee stuff. You can't beat it. I've done probably 300 lift kits, so many leather kits, taken seat bolts out. These things are absolutely bulletproof. These things are absolutely nuts. But for jobs you're going to do once, maybe twice, Harbor Freight has an awesome selection of tools, just like this transfer pump here. I'm going to suck the power steering fluid out of it. Chances are I might not use that again for a year, 2 years, who knows, might use it once a year. I didn't break the bank buying something super expensive, but it's going to get my job done today. That's why I love Harbor Freight. Same thing with the ball joint press. I probably won't be doing ball joints on anything else for so long. But now that I have it, we can do anything. And the fact I'll use it maybe once, twice a year, not daily, Harbor Freight is the place to go. Alright, so we got the power steering reservoir on one side and pub mix container on the other. What you're gonna do, crack this open, guys, stick the inlet side of your pump in the reservoir and stick the outlet side in your container. Now, don't get me wrong, some should still come out when we disconnect it down there. However, look at how much we saved from dumping everywhere. Also, look at how dirty this is. This makes me think a lot of us should flush our power steering more often. So to get this rack out, it's actually quite simple. We got our 11 mil on our steering shaft up there, a 24, a 24. And up here, I believe it's either 21 or an 18. There's two of them. The whole rack will come out then. So we're gonna disconnect our steering shaft and our lines here. That is an 8 mil. And then perfect execution. So all we have left is those 4 mounting bolts, so let's take care of that really quick. Well guys, new rack inbound. Sent her a little too hard and cracked the old one. Yeah, cracked her right up. So honestly, the $60 bushing repair kit, not at all really worth it. I really had to fight with it and just, it beat me up. They didn't want to come out. They didn't want to go in. It's a great idea, but if you don't have all the correct tooling, like that ball joint press was not big enough, and you don't have all the right tooling, that's something that's just like, honestly, I just want to throw a new rack in anyway. So now we have new inner tie rods and a new rack. So we'll throw this in, get everything bled, and we should be good to go. Well guys, we got our new rack and pinion in there. It's actually super tight. These tie rod ends are super tight as well. There's no play. The new bushings in there too. The rack does not even move an inch. The bushing on the other side, the passenger side, that thing is tight. That little bracket don't even slip. This bracket, that probably should have went back with the core, but this doesn't even slide in there. Everything is just really tight. So one, I'm hoping this solves our popping issue, but two, I'm hoping this solves our wandering issue. And three, let's cut up a new rack. Alright guys, so what we're going to do here is fill up our power steering now. Just got Lucas power steering fluid, whatever. It's what was literally there at AutoZone. So I know I should be pouring the bottle the other way around, but you turn it on. Do not start the ignition. Oh guys, so the saga continues. She's still bumping like heavy. It seems like it's under my foot more than anything else. The steering is so much tighter though. Front end still feels like it's gonna fall off, so it's either them hubs or the CV axles for sure. Well guys, I honestly didn't know we were watching a full front end rebuild on a 2012 Tahoe, but I'm down to two things. Well, first of all, the steering between the lower ball joints, the inner, the outer tie rods, and now a new rack that's like really tight. The steering is absolutely nuts. I mean, it is so stiff, not loose at all, which is awesome. So definitely is worth what all I just did. However, we still having that popping issue, so we're down to 2 things in that front end, really. However, if hubs are a common thing to go wrong on this thing, I honestly think that would be next. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna do the hubs. I really don't want to do the CV axles. We can, but it's just like, here, take my money, take my money, take my money. Come on, Tahoe. I thought you were better than this. But honestly, that leaves very few things left. See if I could find 2 Moog hubs around here. If I do, maybe I'll go pick them up, throw them in this video. I will see, but man, that blows. So it is unfortunate, but I will check back with you in the morning, see if we can actually finally pinpoint this and figure it out. Alright guys, it's the next day. We got no option but to figure this out. We're down to, well, kind of 2 last things really. So I tightened the upper strut nut. It really didn't move at all, so that should be fine. I'm gonna check these up in here. I think I did the other day. Those should be tight. Everything looks good there. The only thing I could think left is either the CV axle or our hub. So the easiest way to test the CV axle, honestly, I'm just gonna remove it. I'm gonna take it off the vehicle, take it down the road. If the popping stops, there's our problem. If the popping doesn't stop, I'm gonna go find 2 hubs and we'll get them slapped on here, and we should be good finally, because everything else is replaced. The steering right now is really tight. Honestly, the alignment is just a hair off, I think, but because it's grabbing the road, so we may have to go just take it up, get it aligned really quick today sometime too, if we figure this hub situation out. Good thing I left these center caps off last night, am I right? Boom, look at that. Alright, we're already loose. Well guys, we got it out without even taking anything apart, which is awesome. It just takes a couple cranks of the wheel and then she'll come out. But other than that, let's take her for a spin, see where she's at. All right, first sign coming out of the drive. Oh. So the alignment is way off. Still popping when turning. Still clunking like that. I took both of the CVs off, and we got complete 2-wheel drive right now. And let's see if the popping's still there. All I could say is the steering on this thing is so darn tight after all the stuff we've done. There it is. There it is. So I'm gonna need an alignment, but that clicking, popping, and thumping is now gone, and it makes complete sense now considering we didn't have that drive shaft in Florida. And after we did all that stuff, it showed up. But I'm gonna take it around one more time here. Oh yeah, no bumps, no clanking, no nothing. So guys, we got our new axles here, new CV shaft. We're gonna throw them in. Out with the old, in with the new. Now that these are brand new and they're gonna be an awkward angle, hopefully they're more forgiving. Well guys, we still have the noise, which means those CV joints are at a awful angle. Either that or for some reason the diff is messed up. But I'm gonna go with it's the CV axles. They're too jacked up. What we're gonna do honestly is try and remove that 1-inch level, and we might have to NorCal this, but we're gonna have to remove that 1-inch level, I guess. So this may pose a few issues for us. First thing, on the other side, not so much this side, there's a washer fluid tank up here. I think it can be moved if we needed, but it's right behind the plastic. So I hope when we take the 1-inch down, we'll be okay. Once we do that, I'm sure we'll rub back here, so we may have to peel this up, NorCal it a little bit, and tuck that back. I have no problem with that. I just had this lift set up so we could clear these no problem. I'm gonna try and remove this without taking the whole thing apart. I feel like it's under such stress that if I sat in there, took a pry bar and slapped it out of there, that strut would either drop down or the suspension would pull up, and we could kind of finagle those bolts back in without disassembling everything. So let's try that. Don't try this at home. Unless it works, then try it at home. Just kidding, don't do that. Taking apart the front end is just a whole lot easier. I tried to make it easier on me by just like popping it out. And it was a lot easier to take off the tie rod and the upper ball joint and then just loosen the axle nut, push down, pop it out, and then we're good. And well guys, other than needing an alignment, our sound is gone. Well, why are the stock tires on your Tahoe, Ryan? Boy, do I have a quick and just story for you. So I went to get an alignment on this after the new CV axles in, the new rack are in, all the new ball joints, everything. This front end's been apart so many times. So I go up there with these on. They said, oh, our alignment, you know, thing, we don't have the adapter because of your offset. We don't have the adapter to make that work, which to me seems quite interesting because the thing clamps on the tire. I really don't think you need an adapter to make that happen. They said the extension adapter because of the offset, not the size of the tire. So I don't know, seemed kind of fishy to me in the first place, but okay, I get it. Offset problems, whatever. They gave me the number to 2 places, and I said, why would I go all the way to the other side of town when I can go back to the place I just did with my stocks on because there's no offset on them. So I go back up there on the stock. So first of all, they gave me an excuse for, well, these are 3 excuses they gave me in the first place. Oh, it's probably too wide for the rack. No, it's definitely not too wide for the rack when that thing fits an alignment rack. So yeah, I'm like, definitely not too too wide for an alignment rack. Mind you, they had the same Hunter system that my buddy at 4-Wheel Parts used to align that thing. And yeah, he did have to slide it a little bit left and a little bit right to catch the tires, but he could do it. He did it. I go back up there on stocks, right? I pull in, park it, walk inside. There's a guy on the phone, and meanwhile, we get back, and every single vehicle that was inside the garage is now out. So every bay except like one, like the 12th one, was like open. And that guy had a Jeep way up on the thing. I don't know what he was doing, but nowhere near an alignment thing. And all the techs are just sitting in the back, chilling. ASC certified, by the way. Years of schooling, dude, ASC certified. So I go back in there. Everyone's sitting in the back. There's a guy up front on the phone. Guy in the back, after I'm standing there for about 3 minutes, stands up, puts his mask on, walks out. I hand the keys to him. I said, here, I'm here. 5 o'clock appointment. Meanwhile, I was there at 5:01. Some guy cut me off and like parked at the light when I could have turned right. So I was there at like 5:01. Hand him the keys. I got here, 5 o'clock, Tahoe alignment appointment. I can't align that. The one that just pulled in is what he said. And I said, yeah, I put the stocks back on it. You can align it. Comes back with this. So first of all, they gave me excuses on the wide tires. I come back with the stocks, which make it even easier on them because they don't have any adapters or nothing. Oh, well, you know, ride height has a huge thing to do with alignments. No kidding. But once again, the Hunter machine, once it's aligned, it lights up pretty green colors. And it says the Tahoe, the truck, the car is aligned. I watched every single movement happen with my Ram. The same rack as you. Then he comes back with, he's like, well, we could probably only set the toe. And there I go, pull the keys from right at my side. And I said, here, that's all I need. Literally all I need. Because you know what? The camber, I think we're straight from the guy who did it in Florida. I think our camber is on point. Literally, it's just the toe that needs adjusted. So I gave him my keys and I said, hey, that's all I need. Do it. Do it to it, man. Let's get her done. Well, I'm not being held liable for the tires. I'm like, bro, those aren't even the tires that are going on it. Then he has the audacity to get, you know, a little like feisty with me in the nicest way I can say that. He goes in the middle of conversation. So this is probably about the 5th, 6th time I've fired back, including the same thing, pretty much saying, hey, bro, you're good. Take my money. You're good. Take my money. You're good. Take my money. Meanwhile, all your techs are in the back ASE certified, by the way, sitting on chairs, chilling, hanging out. 5 o'clock, I get it, I've been there. I've worked at a shop. I get, you know, that last hour of the day comes around, but you know what? I still worked. And then this is where he gets feisty. As I hand him the keys, I said, do it to it, man, let's go. Let's get this tow set. I'm like, I'm just like, just set the tow so I can drive to Columbus, please. Please, this thing needs a paint job tomorrow. I'm not aligning it. Have a good day. And that wasn't even like, have a good day, sir. Like, let's shake your hands, sorry. I'm not aligning it, have a good day. And not only that, he like turned and started walking back to the counter because there was someone else in there. Meanwhile, you're just starting something, in your little lobby area. There's customers waiting. And two, I just offered you so many times to just set the tow on this truck, take my money, but no, you have a whole back of ASE certified techs sitting around. You don't want to mess with it with an hour left in your day just because you didn't want to do an alignment. The rack you have very well can align stuff way bigger, different angles. You guys did the alignment on my purple Silverado as well, which the angles were way jacked up. The upper control arms were slammed on the bump stops. Unbelievable. And then after that, you get, in the nicest terms, feisty with me and pretty much tell me to get out. I am so done with people. People are so lazy and taking my stuff somewhere. I can't anymore. I'm literally about to buy a wheel and tire machine. The alignment rack, that's a little much. We'll have to figure that out. However, we will be doing alignment right here in the driveway before we head to Columbus tomorrow in the next video. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna use a level, we're gonna use our string, and we're gonna get our Silverado driving straight in a driveway. Not ASE certified, not lazy, and motivated to get things done. So I can't preach it enough why I don't take things places. Because people are lazy. They don't want to work, and when they do, they put half quality work in. If you work on it, you know exactly what you're doing, what happened, what's, stripped, what's on loosely, what, you know it all. You work at a car care place that's made to do all this, and you're saying no just because you're lazy. Obviously, you guys gotta know there's risk involved with like doing stuff, but learn as you go. Do everything you can to make yourself safe. Do stuff right. Yeah, really just grinding my gears at the end of the day here. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please go down and click subscribe. Take care, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. This Tahoe is getting a new paint job. I'll see you guys next time.